Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I am finally back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 17 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. As you guys may have seen in my update video, sorry that I did not upload for the last 2 weeks or so. Basically, for the last week, I was traveling a little bit, going to Tokyo for spring break, and before that, I was in Melbourne for the Oceania International Championships, thanks to Zelda's Win a Trip Challenge that I won a couple of weeks ago. And before that, school was just really hectic with exams and projects and whatnot. So yeah, I kind of needed to step away for a little bit and take a break, but I am finally back, and I'm going to do my best to stick with daily uploads. Things are a little bit less hectic now after, the round of exams that just went by. I do have some more stuff coming up soon, but I should be able to balance that out now. And stepping away from YouTube, I think, was kind of good for me just for a little bit, not to get burned out and to take a break. But I am super motivated and inspired to make content again, so I'm super happy to be back, and I miss you guys a lot. I'm actually going to be using Zoe Lou's team. Zoe won the Melbourne International Championships last weekend in of the VGC tournament, and she used a modified version of Shoma Honami's team. Of course, Shoma won the Onag Invitational also a couple of weekends ago with a similar version of this team. So yeah, today's actually the last day of the season, I believe, on Battle Spot. So just trying to end on a strong note. If you guys have any suggestions for what you would like to see in terms of teams for Pokemon in the next season, especially since we'll be starting a little bit lower on the ratings, definitely let me know in the comment section below. Open to really trying out anything. Obviously, I have to get it in game first, but yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, I'm always open to listening to them. Also, huge shout out to Zoe for putting this team online and allowing people to use it through Global Link. If you guys are interested in the QR code, I'll link it in the description below, and I'll also link Zoe's Twitter in the description below. Once again, congratulations to her for a very impressive tournament victory over in Melbourne. But yep, just gonna look for our first opponent of the day. And now that we are back, as always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please share your support by leaving a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Our first opponent of the day is going to be Mewmart from Canada with a rating of 1710, running a really interesting team of Oranguru, Gigalith, Gyarados, Arcanine, Tapu Koko, and the Kartana. So kind of funny because we've seen this team from Nails and a couple of other notable players, but with Porygon over the Oranguru. So kind of interesting to see Oranguru. It's not a Pokemon that's seen too much usage this season, but in my opinion, it's probably one of the more underrated Pokemon around right now. So, let's see how I want to approach this. The threat of Trick Room is obviously very scary. Now, I do have Taunt on this Tapu Koko, I believe. Yeah, Zoe had Sash and Taunt. So what I could do is lead Koko Lele in order to get my terrain up. And that way I also pressure with Taunt. Like, I'd love Drifblim here, but it's kind of a tough call because if Trick Room just goes up, that's pretty bad. And unlike Porygon, where like Psychic does so much damage, Oranguru actually takes less damage from Psychic, obviously. Like, Psychic 2-shots Porygon, but against Oranguru, I might have to taunt it with Koko. So I think I'm going to lead Koko Lele. I still really like Garchomp here because of how it walls Gigalith. For the last one, it's between Magnezone and Gyarados. That's kind of a tough call. But I'm actually going to go with Magnezone for a bunch of reasons. One, obviously my opponent has the Gyarados on that team. 2, with Sturdy, it's basically like a hidden Focus Sash. And 3, I've got the Electrium Z move. And that under Electric Terrain, maybe I should have led Koko Oranguru actually, because that can just one-shot Oranguru, I think, under Electric Terrain. Yeah, I don't know that damage calc exactly, though. But instead I'm going to go with Koko and Lele. This is a lead that I actually had on my previous, like, way earlier in the season. As we see Oranguru and Kartana. Okay. I don't really know how I feel about this. So there's obviously Smart Strike pressure immediately. Now, Oranguru probably doesn't want to set up Trick Room immediately. I could just go for a Taunt. This is definitely a lead I was not anticipating. I feel like Smart Striking into Lele is so obvious that maybe I should just attack with Lele here. I really want to just go for kind of a risky play, but double up in a Kartana immediately. Because I feel like Kartana might just threaten and try to, you know, target Coco instead. And if Kartana, like, switches out into a Gigalith, that would be really great to see. No switch outs, though. Okay, so it's, yeah, not AV Kartana. And he does just Leaf Blade. Into Lele, okay. But not Smart Striking, so... on Nails' team, they've actually been running the, Scope Lens. So that might be Scope Lens Kartana, but this means Trick Room could be going up. Oh no, he instructs... Okay, so that works out. Yeah, that's actually exactly how I wanted things to play out. So, I should have mentioned that the original version, or the original team actually, like, I don't know if this is based off Nails' team. Nails, for those that don't know, is actually the #1 rated player in North America right now in terms of championship points, and he got top 8 in Melbourne. And him and a bunch of other players have been using Scope Lens on Kartana. So now I'm just going to taunt and Psychic. Of course, that oranguru could be Mentorbed, and if it is, then that's still going to cause some problems. If not, then I feel very good about my position. Gigalith goes for the Protect, relatively obvious, but I figured I'd Psychic to cover that option anyway. So Taunt will come out, but I feel like it's got to be Mentorb. Oh, looks like it's not. Nice. Okay, so that's very, very good. For a multitude of reasons. Yeah, that's though. Because now what I can do... Let's see who's in the back, potentially. Yeah, I'm going to want to conserve Coco. So I can get a relatively free switching into Garchomp. And... I actually would prefer for Lele to faint, but Psychic is still a 2-shot on the Gigalith. I mean, Sandstorm's great, but Specs Lele doesn't care about that. Especially with, you know, Choice Specs and Psychic Terrain and Stab. Like, it just all adds up. So, yeah, I wasn't too comfortable with that lead matchup, and, but I figured, okay, yeah, like, Lele in this position, it's obviously going to want to switch out or go for a Protect. So, might as well just go for the Psychic play, and it ended up working out. It was kind of a gamble, but sometimes in best of one. Like, I don't think I had necessarily a safer option, because if I just switched... I guess Magnezone would have been okay switching. Maybe that was a safer play, per se. But, yeah, I'm going to get the Psychic off against Gigalith. Oh, that does so much damage. Oh, I see the weakness policy coming. I think. Yeah. Weakness policy Gigalith with Bulldoze. That's really cool. That's really cool. So that lowers everyone's speed, so that much doesn't matter. We're just going to see a Rock Slide. Yep. Fortunately, I was going to say a +2 shouldn't do too much, but that still does like a considerable amount to my Garchomp. But that's okay. Yeah, because now I get a free switching back into my Coco. But that's cool. Weakness policy. Yeah, but now with Coco in, I think Thunderbolt should still knock out Gigalith in that range. Yeah, definitely should, I think. So I don't see a reason not to Tectonic Rage and just Thunderbolt. The only fear is if Gyarados comes in, but I can't see Gyarados really being in this match. And even if Gyarados comes in, and Coco protects, like, or Gigalith protects, I still threaten with Thunderbolt the next turn. And since Oranguru is taunted, okay, yeah, Gigalith's gonna protect, that's fine. Because Oranguru stays in, that means I can just double up until the Gigalith slot next turn. I think Tectonic Rage, actually I don't know whether it knocks out Oranguru here or not. I hope it does. But, yeah, seeing Oranguru over Porygon 2 on this team is definitely interesting. I thought, oh, if you're not running Porygon 2, then maybe you have the Mentor on Oranguru. I could have doubled up here. I don't know whether this knocks out, but I know it's still taunted, so it shouldn't be able to get a Trick Room up or anything. You know, maybe just go for another Bulldoze, but even still, like, Gigalith's literally like the slowest Pokemon out there. And yeah, Tectonic Rage just one-shots Oranguru. So I'll take that turn. And now, you know, I can just protect Earthquake to knock out the Gigalith. It really comes down to what my opponent's last one is, but yeah, it's Arcanine, which is perfect. So I guess even if my opponent had Coco, though, like, I could just Earthquake and Thunderbolt safely. Maybe I wouldn't want to Earthquake, but my opponent would actually kind of have to rely on a double Protect at that point, I think. So with that, I do have Substitute, and I'm actually going to... Oh, no, I'm slower with Garchomp right now, but I'm not slower with Coco. Yeah, so I'm just going to switch into Zone and go for a Thunderbolt. Actually, Arcanine shouldn't be able to touch Garchomp, right? So I don't see a reason to not just substitute here, because I want to conserve the Sturdy on my Magnezone. And with Electric Terrain, Thunderbolt should be a knockout onto that Gigalith, even though Sandstorm is up. Yeah, he Wide Guards. That's great. So that was another option I was considering as well that my opponent could have gone for. So Thunderbolt here should just be able to knock out the Gigalith. And should be game at this point, 3-on-1. As we actually see Flamethrower, that could burn me, I guess. But it targets Coco instead. Nice. And I get sub. So, if this is Nails' based off Nails' team, it was actually Assault Vest Arcanine, so I'm wondering if that indeed is the case. Either way, I can go for a safe Protect Earthquake play here. Even if... I am intimidated, sure, but Earthquake still does so much damage to Arcanine. And I've still got a Magnezone with Sturdy in the back, so that's a free Thunderbolt onto Arcanine. It also means I could Earthquake myself, potentially, if I wanted to, but probably not. Yeah, we just see the E-Speed. So I'm going to guess, given the Extreme Speed and Flamethrower, probably the Assault Vest variant. Let's see how much EQ does here. The thing is, even if you're bulky and intimidated, like Garchomp Earthquake still does so much damage. Yeah, that like still takes out 75% around or so. Sandstorm subsides. That's fine. I'm just going to Earthquake and Thunderbolt here because he can't touch, like, unless it's HP Ice Arcanine, even if it is, like, all I have to, yeah, he's just going to Extreme Speed. I didn't want to risk missing a Rock Slide, like, and actually survive from that, too. Yeah, Thunderbolt just knocks out Arcanine. Looks like my game is a little bit laggy today, so sorry about that. But we do pick up with a win in the first game here. Pretty content about that. I mean, that first turn could have played out very scarily. Especially if Leaf Blade got a critical hit there on Tapu Lele. But of course, this Tapu Lele is very bulky. It's like almost max HP and defense investment. So I don't think a crit Leaf Blade would actually even knock out the Lele there. But yeah, I'm guessing it didn't have Smart Strike then, or maybe it did and was just predicting a switch out. But with Smart Strike, you know, given the Instruct play, I think Instruct is really cool too. But you know, one of the ways to shut it down is just to knock out the Pokemon next to it. And fortunately, there was no Mentor on the Oranguru, so, you know, Trick was able to just not go up, and we were able to win the game from there. But, you know, typically you see Porygon 2 over Oranguru on that team composition because Ice Beam, like Porygon 2 plus Gigalith is a kind of duo that's been really rising in popularity, and it's just really strong. The original... on Nails' team, which had, of course, 5 to 6 same Pokemon, it was actually like the Ogloff berry, or one of the 50% berries, and Curse, which was really cool because it was basically super bulky Gigalith. Oh, we get a 1956 rated opponent from Japan. It's definitely one of the highest rated opponents of the season. And we're running pretty similar teams. He's also got the Drifblim Lele combination, so Lele, Drifblim, and Garchomp, and Coco, so 4 of the 6 same Pokemon. But the difference is I've got Magnezone and Gyarados, my opponent's got Arcanine and Gastrodon. So this could be interesting, because we could just lead Drifblim Lele and go straight for the mirror match. I don't know how I feel about that. Might come down to that, though. TBH. Gastrodon's kind of a problem, too. Maybe I want to lead Drifblim, predicting my opponent to lead Drifblim Lele. But what if my opponent expects the same? Like... because then I could go for something like Drifblim Magnezone. Oh, that's such a hard call to make. But the thing is, so I don't have great tools against Gastrodon. My only 2 real answers on this team against Gastrodon are Garchomp Tectonic Rage and Lele Psychic Z move. So I might actually, yeah, I'm gonna lead Magnezone because Magnezone can one-shot the Drifblim with the Z move. Oh, but I suppose I don't want a Z move because of Gastrodon. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. We'll see if the thing is, if my opponent does go with Drifblim Lele, then Magnezone's in a really good position. If my opponent doesn't and leads, like, anything else, I could be screwed. So I'm making a hard call here, and I'm not sure if it's really the right one. Maybe I should have just let Drifblim Lele, because that was still probably my best or safest option. Let's see. Nice! Okay. That's good, at least. I mean, we still got a far way to go. As, yeah, Psychic Surge comes up. I actually don't know this Drifblim's EVs, but that Psychic Seed on my opponent's side went up first. However, at least Magnezone is in a decent position. Now, I don't necessarily need to set up Tailwind immediately. Do I even need a Z move? Like, is there really pressure to do that? Maybe I should still set up Tailwind. Okay, I'm going to Gigavolt, Havoc, and Tailwind. Because, surprisingly enough, Drifloon is actually a huge offensive asset in this game. So, yeah, we're going to match Tailwinds, but that's fine with me because I'll still have my Drifloon, whereas my opponent won't anymore. Now, I did go for the Z move here because I do care a lot about knocking out that Drifloon. Oh, shoot, that's going to knock me out. Oh, I didn't. So, yes, I actually wanted to talk about that. Psyshock is something that people typically don't use on top of it. Like, we always see Psychic, but Psyshock's like a tech move that's recently be coming into play, specifically really against Driflooms. But, fortunately enough, my Drifloon was able to hang on. That's a huge survival. So I will get the Gigavolt Havoc. At +1 special defense, I think this still knocks out Drifloon, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, nice. So I pick up the knockout, and we both go for Tailwind, so I match the Tailwind effectively, and my Drifloon now puts on pressure with both Shadow Ball and Will-O-Wisp, which is also good. And Tapu Lele really can't do too much against Magnezone. So this is a very weird lead option. Zoe actually led with Drifloon Magnezone in the semifinals, and I remember I was watching with Marcus Statter, Wolf Glick, Toby, and we were like, whoa, wait, like what does this lead do? But it like actually works out a lot of the times because it can just like bait out attacks immediately. So we see Arcanine coming in, which I'm okay with. I'm very okay with that, actually. And I think I just want to launch a Shadow Ball into Tapu Lele. Actually, I forgot, did Zoe use Jolly or Admin Chomp? Okay. Because I could just double up into Arcanine. I mean, sorry, Lele. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to do that. I suppose I could protect here as well. Like, no, but I've got sturdy, so I'm gonna double up. Yeah, Shadow Ball and Flash Cannon. Yeah, nice. So, probably we'll be trading knock... Oh, wait, unless Lele has Dazzling Gleam. I think it's Spexed. Maybe... Oh, okay. Whoa, Flare Blitz and a Drifloon. That's surprising. And just Psyshock. Yeah, that should be Specs Lele. But I don't know my Specs Lele calcs against Drifloon with Psyshock. But, yeah, I'll take that. I guess that's pretty smart, right? Because you take less recoil damage. So I knock out Lele, which is good, because that's a threat to my Garchomp. Yeah, I'm going to bring in Garchomp now. Hopefully, I want to see Gastron as my opponent's last one, because Lele can just Psychic. Oh, it's Coco, actually. I'm okay with this as long as that's not Fairy MZ Coco. But that very well could be. And I don't like that prospect at all. I think I'm just going to Thunderbolt Arcanine here. I really want to just Earthquake. If he's Fairy MZ, though, am I screwed either way? I guess I could switch Chomp into Lele. I'm running out of time. I'm protecting. Oh, I did not see that one coming. I should have. This should be okay, because it's probably Gleam coming out. Or that. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so stressful. So it has a hidden power. But the question is, can that, like, can't I just Thunderbolt and Rock Slide here? Unless he's Life Orb, but if, like, you go for Helping Hand if you're not Life Orbed. Okay, I'm Rock Sliding and Thunderbolting. He didn't Helping Hand. Oh. I should have just Earthquake. Earthquake literally would have won me the game. Oh, no, 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 no. Please, it's gonna have the berry. Why didn't I EQ? I think Lele can still close this out, but... Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. I should have Earthquaked there. I mean, obviously that could have, like, worked out badly if my opponent double protected, but that's rather unlikely. But now I'm in the same predicament again, where it's like I could Earthquake. He can't Extreme Speed me anymore, as Arcanine was actually faster than Chomp. But he needs to double up onto something, and a Gleam should just knock both of them out. So I'm just going to Gleam, and... Rock Slide doesn't knock out Coco. And if I Earthquake myself and my opponent double protects, I lose. But Thunderbolt Flare Blitz can knock me out. Ugh. I should have Earthquaked last turn. Now I'm actually, like, now it's very likely my opponent just double protects here. Oh, but then Rock Slide would be single target. But I don't know if that would knock out Coco. I'm expecting to double protect. Okay. That's good, either way. Now I can Dazzling Gleam and Earthquake and... Oh, but if my opponent just gets one of the two protects... No, I still win. So I Rock Slided that turn and not Earthquaking because I knew... I was hoping my opponent would double protect. But I think I should have just Earthquaked earlier when Magnezone was out on the field. Yeah, so I'm going to Gleam this time. I think I'm going to Earthquake here. Wait, no, 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 no. Stressful. So I can't necessarily freely Earthquake here either. See, the thing is, both Dazzling Gleam and Earthquake is just going to knock out both. Actually, yeah, I'm Earthquaking here. Yeah, he Gleams. Okay. I should survive a Flare Blitz. I'm gonna cry if I don't. Oh, he was Life Orb, and I still survived Hidden Power Ice. What? I didn't even notice that. Please survive. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. As Dazzling Gleam knocks out both. But, to be honest... I guess, yeah, even with Life Orb, like, if Garchomp's even remotely bulky, then Hidden Power Ice is the damage on Garchomp. But I got lucky surviving there. I didn't even think I'd be able to survive the HP Ice. And if I just Earthquaked, I would have been in a position where the game would have been over, like, a couple turns ago. But I was scared of my opponent double protecting and me Earthquaking and knocking out my own Magnezone. But the thing is, Magnezone's not that important at that point in the game anyway. So I should just Earthquake to punish my opponent for not knocking out Garchomp or doubling into it. Otherwise, reflecting on the game, what else, man? That was crazy. My heart was pounding there. So nice to get a win. This is actually our last game of the season, so nice to finish it on a good note, winning 2 wins, or getting 2 wins and beating like a 1954 rated opponent. But yeah, I mean, that worked out well, right? Like I made the call my opponent would lead Drifloon Lele, and that worked out at least from turn 1. Like, because I didn't know how fast my Lele was relative to my opponent, so knocking out Drifloon immediately was helpful. But I could have played a little bit better after that first turn, and yeah, I wasn't anticipating Coco in the back. That in itself was a problem, but I suppose, like, you know, Gyarados wouldn't have helped out at all against Coco. Neither would have the other Pokemon that I could potentially brought into the matchup. So, yeah, but HP Ice, like, with Life Orb. Fortunately, this Garchomp is a little bit bulkier. Like, Shoma's Garchomp, I remember, was super, super bulky. Zoe's, I believe, is a little bit less bulky, but still, like, decently bulky because it's Sub-Chomp. And as a result, yeah, we were able to win. But, yeah, With the fact that Coco had HPS, like, I probably should have lost that, and I, was timing out, like, I ran out of time there. I was considering switching into Tapu Lele, because I didn't know whether it was Twinkle Tackle Coco or not, because Twinkle Tackle Coco just knocks me out. And with the helping hand, too, that was really bad, but Magnezone was able to get a big Thunderbolt off. Maybe I should have been targeting down the Coco instead of Arcanine. That's something I have to give some thought to as well. But yeah, either way, some crazy games in today's episode, and that's going to be it for this season, guys. So, yep, we'll be back tomorrow. Should be a brand new season of Battle Spot. If you have any suggestions for Pokemon or teams you want to see, definitely let me know in the comments below. Once again, guys, it's really, really good to be back. Sorry for being gone for so long, but I am back and here to stay. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. As always, if you enjoyed the episode, please share support by leaving a like in the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.